Thanks, Luke, for those kind words. Very heartfelt. Well, good evening, friends and family. Firstly, I'd like to thank all of you for being here with us on our special day. The weather's been amazing and we couldn't have hoped for anything better. It has already been an amazing time and we are delighted to be sharing so much love and joy with you all. We understand the difficulty for those travelling from far away, and we are so thankful that you made it. We have some very special guests all the way from India, on Sheena's side of the family. I hope you've all had a chance to meet and get to know them a little bit. We also have friends joining us from overseas, including Janessa from New York. Great to have you. Rob from Singapore. My ex-roommate in New York. You're all very special to us, and we're excited that you could make it here to help us celebrate. I'd like to thank the Lutherians for welcoming me and accepting me into their family. Thank you for your generosity and kindness, and for all that you've given us. As I was the youngest in my family and never had any younger siblings, I'm very pleased to now have two younger sisters, in Sonia and Karishma, as my close family. I look forward to getting to know you and all of the extended family, even though we may be separated by distance. I look forward to us becoming closer and to future times spent in Bombay. Likewise, you're always welcome back in Sydney and we'll always find open doors to receive you. I thank my parents for their love, guidance and support. Thanks Mum and Dad for giving me the opportunity for the life I've had so far. And I ask for your continuing support of my new life with Sheena. I would like to thank my Nana Eileen, who has always been generous and kind towards me. I remember with fondness time spent in my early years at Oakley, playing cards and all manner of board games, and enjoying roaming around the big backyard. At this point, I would also like to remember those who could not make it, and those who are no longer with us. I honour my loving grandparents, Victor, Cleo and Dimitra, and we remember them fondly. Sheena and I also thank our magnificent bridesmaids and groomsmen for doing a great job today and for being our closest friends and family. The last 4 years certainly have been an adventure for me. I was fortunate enough to be able to travel to New York for work, where I was able to not only do some decent work, but also make some really great friends and have some fun along the way. I was lucky enough to travel all over the States, driving across the country and visiting some great places like the Grand Canyon, Niagara Falls, San Francisco, Santa Fe, Ocean City and Miami. I also went to some top-notch music festivals, like Jazz Festival down in New Orleans and Lollapalooza up in Chicago. Of course, I also really enjoyed living in New York City, one of the truly great cities of the world. Surely I used to think moving to New York was the best thing I ever did. Well, that was true until I met Sheena. Sheena and I met in the summer of 2011, when Sheena came over for what was supposed to be a 3-week visit. Of course, 1,000 thank yous go to our mutual friend Neha, who I first met in New York before she moved to Bombay and became friends with Sheena. As Sheena was preparing for her holiday in New York, Neha gave her a bunch of contact details of friends in New York that might be able to show her around. I was one of those lucky friends to get the nod. As much as it pains me, I do also have to thank Facebook, which is where I got my first glimpse of this stunning beauty. My good mate Rob, who I used to live with in New York, is here tonight and will be able to attest to my more than positive reaction upon seeing some of Sheena's profile pics for the first time. I realised that this visitor may cause me some trouble. She was dangerously pretty. So after a couple of coy introductory Facebook chats, the time came for us to actually meet in person when she arrived in New York. It was a dimly lit, unassuming local bar in Soho, and it was a Friday night. I wore my cutest outfit, obviously, just trying to play it cool, calm and collected. Well, when I finally saw her, she appeared to me like a complete goddess. A unique beauty mixed with a down-to-earth character and entirely disarming charm, coupled with an exotic Indian accent and an angelic voice. From that point on, I was pretty much hooked, and I think she felt the same way. So we were inseparable for 3 weeks, and it quickly turned into a 4-month stay. Sheena, I'll never forget that first special week we spent together. I was showing you around the city, but I was really just hypnotised by you, falling head over heels in love, and still am to this day. I remember feeling how lucky I was that we had met. It felt like it was just meant to be. I'll never forget that day we spent in Central Park, having a picnic under a tree, away from the hustle bustle, totally enraptured by each other. Well, that euphoric feeling persisted all summer, and we weren't shy in displaying it. Whether we were on a random New York street corner or amongst friends at parties, there was a lot of making out. It was tough on our friends too, who had to put up with us and our constant canoodling and ruining of group photos. Thanks for putting up with us. You must forgive us and understand we're off in our own little world. When we tell people our story, they think that we sound crazy. But to us, it seemed like almost right from the time we met, being apart wasn't really a viable option. Sheena, it is no overstatement or exaggeration to say that you are my dream woman. You have easily made me both the luckiest and happiest man in the world. Any words I used to try and describe how you make me feel can only fall short. I love your quiet, serene nature, the perfect balance to my jumping around and carrying on. I love your independent mind and your elegant use of words. I love your adorable habits of endlessly changing outfits and constantly shopping for the next bikini. I love your straight talking, no nonsense approach to life. And I like when you talk about the end of the world as we know it. I love your kind and caring heart. I love the close, inseparable bond that we feel. Put simply, I love you, baby. Or in Hindi, main tumse pyar karta hu. I look forward to us taking care of each other and sharing our lives together. Friends and family, thank you again for being here today, for all the fantastic gifts, and for the warm wishes. Here's to a wonderful evening.
Right, looks like that ends the speaking portion of the evening. If I could have, I guess, as many of you fill into this room, we will be having the cutting of the cake.